Hi guys. One more point I want to make about this chapter before you kind of dive into the reading and whatnot for the week. The most important takeaway from this week is the idea of meaningful learning. Meaningful learning is basically taking material that you have and making it meaningful for you, building connections in your own mind that are relevant for you. Now, it's a highly individualistic activity. I'll give you an example. Way back when I was a very young man, I was a very, very big baseball fan. And when I had to remember a flight, I would take a number of flights around the country to do various things professionally. And when I had to remember a flight, what I would generally do is use baseball players' numbers to remember. So, for example, if I had to remember flight 4402, I would think Hank Aaron, Derek Jeter. That would meant something to me. If you're a baseball fan, that might work for you. If not, not so much. Why is any of this important? Well, let me show you something. In your peripheral vision, you can probably see a number of books. Several years ago, I had the privilege of starting law school. And when you finish law school, as you know, you have to study for the bar. These are the volumes of books I had to learn in their entirety. I'll work through all of them. It's like a series of telephone books. And for the information in here is not the most interesting information in the world, but I had to memorize all of it. Still going. And again, this is about 10 telephone books worth of information to remember for one exam on one day. And what I knew going into the exam is I could have been tested on any bit of it. Anything from those volumes could have shown up on the bar exam. Now, how do you go about doing something like that? Well, it's a little bit like eating an elephant. You do it one bite at a time. But the most important thing for me to remember was when I had to learn a very detailed and, how shall we say, complicated concept, I had to make it meaningful for me. For me, that means tying things into popular music, tying it into movies, of course, tying into experiences I had with the kids. That's the big takeaway from week 6, in the reading, is that you need to, when you're working with students, make information meaningful for them. That means for yourself, telling stories using examples. Why do I use my children in all kinds of examples? Because that's meaningful to me. When you teach, what is meaningful to you will be what you model and what you encourage your students to use. So, big takeaway from week 6, meaningful learning. Have a great week, guys.